a peace family. Alive. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. Let me make sure this is broadcasting. All right, cool beans. So we are live. All right, we are live. Cool beans. Copy. All right, I just needed to do that. And then I'm going to go live on my app. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Spill, Spill. I have a group on Spill as well. So I scheduled an event for today, what they call a tea party. All right, cool beans. All right, so I know that I am live on Spill, but I'm not sure. Let me see how this goes. All right, start live audio. Okay. Let me see. Just want to make sure. Okay. So we are I'm guessing this is officially live on Spill. Hopefully it is. Soon as we have a couple people enter, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me on Spill. But I am also live on YouTube as well. So sorry to keep you guys waiting. I was just but just cleansing my space, praying over my space. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure that the energy was clear, the energy was protected, ashe, and I was ready. So peace to you guys. I'm Natasha, your fellow spiritual girly from the Spiritual Girly Covenant. I am coming through with pretty much a March energy reading that coincides with the new world. And I know a lot of us have been hearing a lot of talk around the new world, a lot online, offline, in our personal lives, things of that nature. But a lot of talk is being had about the new world or a new world, because this is a pivotal time where a lot of things, or what you see as the world that we once knew, is in shambles. It's literally crumbling right before our eyes. We're finding out things that we should have known or been known. You know what I mean? We're being awakened to a lot of just atrocities and disturbances, right? But it's been going on for a while. It's been going on for a long time, and it is the end game, right? It is the end game for a lot of corruption, a lot of chaos. It is the end game for a lot of folks who have just been operating, in their abuse of power. As Sister Myra Moss would say, the great oracle. You know, there is an abuse of power that is happening here. So we should be in the energy of creating a new world. We know that the one that we are in is falling inevitably, right? And if you are someone who is coming to terms with the fact that there is no one saving you but you, then you know that this new world or the new world that you are creating, because you have to keep in mind we're going to be creating one that is personally beneficial to us, but we're also being called to create a new world that is collectively beneficial for everyone, for humanity. Ashe. So, spiritual girlies, high priestess, empresses, goddesses, right? A lot of us, all of us, right, are being called right now to create a world that is fit for the community, for the women, for the children, that is fit for prosperity, that is fit for love, grace, compassion, that is fit for abundance for all. So here we are, March. This was so fitting to do for the beginning of March. March has a lot of great energy. You know, March being the third calendar month, resonating with the number 3, that has a lot of expansive energy. March is a month that puts me in the mindset of creative manifestation. Okay? And in this new world that you are building for yourselves and for the collective humanity, for the women and children, the world that you're building for your dreams to be sustainable and real, the world that you are building where your nervous system is actually regulated, right? The world where you're building is all about balance, true balance, harmony, love, right? Support, real support. This new world that we're building, guys, has to be better than the one that is crumbling right before our eyes. It has to be better. I'm just pulling up some notes here that I want to keep in mind as I'm doing this reading. All right, guys, keep in mind that you can find me online at naturalucosmetics.com. I make all natural skincare, body creams, body and yoni oils, my very popular lavender facial oil. I create clear skin tea, herbal tea. I create my own hand-dipped essential oil incense. Pretty much all the things that you need as a spiritual girly as you're on your journey to nurture you daily. So check me out online, Natural You Cosmetics. That's the letter U. And I have an app that I built. You can download my app in your Google Play and Apple App Store. Naturally, the letter U, Cosmetics, Naturally You Cosmetics. You can commune with me on the go. You can shop on the go. You can book a reading. You can dive into my very immersive blogs. Listen, they're super dope, especially if you're a spiritual girly who loves to go down rabbit holes and kind of think more provocative, more deeper than surface level. If you're someone who is discovering self, you know what I mean? We may have some similar paths. And my blogs could definitely either open your mind up a bit, you know, confirm, give you some type of resonating support, So check that out. And then also check out the Spiritual Girly Covenant. This is an actual group. This is a members only group, right? You have to be initiated into this community. But it is a very loving, sacred communal space for the spiritual girly becoming, returning, okay, into the high priestess, the goddess, the empress that she is called to be. Ashe. So please check that out. Support your girly. Follow me on TikTok and subscribe to my YouTube channel too. Ashe. All right. So again, this is, okay, something about March. I don't know why I chose to have this. Well, I kind of know why I chose it, because of the Spiritual Girly Covenant. What I like to do there is monthly energy readings. I like to check in and read the energy for the month, right? March, this is where the new year pretty much begins, towards the end of March. This is where things we start to get out of that wintry, gloomy, cloudy, cold energy. In some parts, I know up north, we get a lot of freaking snow. And I remember one year I was living in Ohio. I'm visiting Ohio. I'm actually relocated. I live in Texas. But right now I'm visiting my family in Ohio. And this northern weather, listen, this northern weather is tricky. We could literally snow in May. It was one year in Cincinnati where it snowed in May. So typically March is where we're kind of getting out of that wintry energy, right? We're getting into that spring. We're getting into where things blossom, okay? So we have this like bout of energy right now, I'm sure, because I'm feeling it as well. But I will say, with a full moon approaching and just different planetary shifts that are happening this month, in the month of March, feel the feels, right? Feel all of that electrical energy. Feel all of that. Get a notebook if you don't already have one. Get a journal. Write down your ideas. Write down these bouts of creative plans, okay? Write them down. So that way you can properly plan them out, properly write down goals that you're actually going to execute. You know, this isn't a time to rush in and jump in. This is, again, spiritual girlies, if you've been kind of following me for a while, you know I speak a lot about building into our legacy without burnout. Okay, all of this, you know what I mean? Building into our legacy, building this new world. We want to do it in divine flow and divine alignment. Ashe. So I'm feeling the creative energy. I have a lot of amazing ideas. You guys know I'm doing my Bloom event this month. It's a 3-day live event. I was going to do it on TikTok and Instagram, but I am actually going to be doing it on YouTube and Instagram now, because with TikTok, they changed a lot. It's a little different. And since I don't have a TikTok shop, it is hard for me to broadcast about my products on there because I don't have a TikTok shop with them. You can only exclusively buy Naturally You Cosmetics, the products that I hand make myself, that I have 4.8 star rating on. You can only get those online on my website at Natural You Cosmetics. All right, so now that I done kind of blabbered on a bit, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for everybody who is going to tap into this live or into this live recording here on Spill. Or listen to it as the recording it shall soon become. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you for subscribing to my channel, purchasing my product, reading my blog, subscribing to my Spiritual Girly alerts. However it is you show your support, I appreciate you. But let's get into this reading. All right. Listen, this new world, okay? This new world is one where we get to purposely and intentionally co-create with the universe, with the cosmic mother. We have always been able to operate in our God-like mind state and in our God-like energy, okay? So, y'all know I like to open up with that chakra. Ooh. Okay, so we are pulling this again. This is like the third time this has showed up in recent readings, okay? 2 that I've actually done for the Spiritual Girly Collective, and 1 where it showed up in a personal reading that I did for a client. So, Spiritual Girlies, a lot of us need to get in, or if we're in, maintain the energy of releasing, okay? This is coming up for us, all right? And this resonates heavy with me because a lot of us want to maintain control. We want to control situations. We want to keep a stronghold on the situations, all right? What I'm getting with the release card, what it says is surrender to your higher self and release all judgments, okay? Surrender to your higher self and release all judgments. So as we are, as a collective, again, building a new word for ourselves and for humanity, all right, we have to let go of any ideologies, any thought processes that lined up with patriarchy. Because as we can see, that is not working for us. All right? Okay? We have to release whatever it is that we identified with in this old world that we consider to be success, that we consider to be healthy, that we consider to be conducive for sacred communal spaces. Ashe? So, Spirit, as we open up, we're opening up in this reading, okay, under the pretenses of releasing, surrendering, all right? In order to let Spirit handle its have, right? In order to allow Spirit and respect Spirit for its have, like Sister Myra Moss likes to say, this is a time where we have to surrender, all right? Surrender to the process that is happening. Surrender to the releasing of old ideas, old environments, old situations that were in alignment with patriarchy, okay? In this new world, we need more matriarchal energy. We need more divine feminine energy, okay? Divine feminine energy, the high priestess, the goddess, the empress, especially those of us who are mamas, okay? Especially those of us who are mamas, we know how important it is to consider children, to consider the elderly, to consider ourselves, right? To consider the men as well, the divine masculine. We know how to consider the community as a whole. So release any ideas that you had about success, rest, work, hustle. Release that, okay? And allow for Spirit to come in and do its have and assist all of us in creating a flow and creating a state where we trust the unfolding, we trust the becoming, we trust the growing and the building and the co-creating of a new world that we all wish to see. Ashe? All right. It's something about the energy of March that is perfect for magicians, mamas, and manifestations. I love March, April, May, going into the summer. 1, because it's more sun. 2, I just feel like it has me feeling extremely connected to nature. It's a lot of greenery. It's a lot of flowers. It's a lot of more sun. It's a lot more, I feel like, birds chirping and things of that nature. It's like a universal call from nature, inviting us all to create and fertilize, right? And bring about all that is collectively good and so nourishing to the new world, right? Let's get into this message from the Cosmic Mother. What does Spirit want us to know? Ashe. It says, insight, spiritual teacher. So the next card I pulled was insight, spiritual teacher. And it says, connect with a spiritual teacher and tap into higher wisdom. Connect with a spiritual teacher and tap into higher wisdom. All right, so pretty much spiritual girlies. So if we're dealing with releasing, right? We're dealing with releasing. Whenever we release any old ideologies. Whenever we release anything or surrender to certain things, we are creating space for newness to come in. We are creating space for new knowledge, new wisdom, new ways of operating, new ways of expanding and growing. And I feel like with this card, what the universe is pretty much saying is whatever mindset that we had, right? Whatever we feel we don't know, whatever blockages that we were having due to our old beliefs, due to religion, due to, things that we were a part of or subscribed to. If there is something that you are not understanding or understanding, then you definitely need to seek the knowledge, right? You need to seek an advisor. You need to seek someone who can assist you. Yes, this is a journey that we all walk individually, but how you expand and how you and what you do with that expansion, what what you grasp along the way, not only assists you, but it does assist the collective, right? So if there are some things that you feel that you need to tap into or that you are being called to tap into, or if there are some things that you quite don't understand, then you definitely need to seek assistance in that. You definitely need to seek someone who can point you in the right direction. There's nothing wrong with having a coach. There's nothing wrong with having a guide. The universe, okay, communicates with us through signs, symbols, and synchronicities. The things that the benevolent universe provides for us is support, is resources. Sometimes that comes in the form of another being, another spiritual being. Maybe someone who has been on their walk a little bit longer. Maybe someone who is well versed in whatever it is that you seek. You know what I mean? I know for me, I am into numerology and astrology. So therefore, I have an elder who I get a lot of knowledge from. And then I've had readings done by him, but then I have books that I read on numerology. Then I have books that I read on astrology. I've also gotten a couple of astrology readings from a very well-known astrologer, Kateria Knows. So in moments where I am unsure about certain things that I'm not that deep in, or I'm just learning, or I'm still, processing, I'm definitely going to reach out to those who have been walking the walk and talking the talk a little bit longer than I, right? So you want to seek those who have had experience in what you don't quite understand. Also, what I'm getting with this card too is right now we are being asked to tap into a higher wisdom. The shit that we are learning, the things that are unfolding at this time are so diabolical, and a lot of us have an issue with digesting it. A lot of us have an issue with accepting it or even coming close to believing it. Now, I'm not saying believe everything, right? But this is the time that you have to open your mind, right? You have to tap into that higher energy and that higher understanding, okay? And that is a very deep and spiritual thing to do, because in order to create a new world that is operable, that is loving, that is euphoric, that is safe, right? For not just you, but for all of us, you got to be willing to open up your mind to see things far beyond what is being shown. We have to tap into a very deeper and spiritual understanding and understanding at this time. As we create a new world, the deeper that you tap into your spiritual journey, the deeper that you tap into yourself, the deeper that you tap into understanding yourself, understanding the world, understanding symbolism, understanding high and lows, understanding energies and entities and beings, understanding your mission, your purpose. It's going to be beneficial for all of us. It's going to help us to expand and really co-create a world that is beneficial, that is prosperous, that is abundant, that is wealthy, that is fair for all of us. So what I'm getting with the insight, the spiritual teacher, is now is not the time to stay in your box of what you've been believing. It is time to tap into a deeper understanding and understanding of who you are and of the world, so that way we don't take what is happening here and take it into this new world. We'll have a new way of looking at things. We have a new way of thinking. Ashe? Ashe. So we got release and spiritual teacher. Whenever we release things, we make room for the new. So release old ideologies, old ways of operating, old ways of thinking and being, and seek deeper understandings. Seek higher wisdom. Ooh, this is coming out again. This is coming out again. I just pulled this card as well in another reading. This is the butterfly goddess, okay? The metamorphosis. You are reaching completion on this part of your journey. Prepare to rise higher. Prepare to rise higher. Pulling this card again is just so richly significant to the divine feminine right now. To every high priestess, to every goddess, to every empress, to every spiritual girly alike. Because through every tower that falls, through every chaotic illusion that is unveiled, right, there is a metamorphosis that happened. There is a transformation, a very deep and intense transformation that happens. And that is happening. Things are being transformed. Things are being rearranged. Things are being torn down so they can be rebuilt and rebirthed. And that is what is being shown on a physical level and a spiritual level. So pulling this butterfly card again, pulling this metamorphosis energy again, right? Being reminded, okay, that we are reaching completion. That means that we are literally reaching the end of a dying world. Prepare to rise higher. So spiritual girlies, keep that in mind as we experience and navigate in the month of March. We got all this new energy. We got all this very exciting energy, right? A lot of us are taking the fragments of the ashes from things that we have disconnected with, right? Because all energy can be used to build. We're alchemists. We transmute a lot, okay? We alchemize a lot. So a lot of fragments from the things that we have disconnected from, or we are disconnecting from, right? A lot of fragments from an ending and dying world, right? We're using that to redeem ourselves. We're using that to transform our situations. We're going through a metamorphosis. Okay, that's what magicians do. That's what mamas do. We go through metamorphosis. Mamas are matriarchs who are fertile. Mamas are people who give birth to ideas, to babies, to worlds, okay? To cultures, to communities. All right? So as we are going through March and we're feeling this energy of newness, right? We're continuing to release, right? We're continuing to see things fall down, which is giving us an opportunity to build and to refuel. Let's keep that in mind as this energy is coming in. What is the world that you want to see? How is what is taking place right now, globally and universally, assisting you in your metamorphosis? Take everything that is happening in our world, guys, and use that as fuel to rise higher and to create a world that demands all of us to rise higher to some degree. Ashe? So we have a releasing, right? So we can go deeper and higher. Transform our worlds. Transform our worlds to create the world that we truly wish to see. I was looking for my other cards. That releasing card and that metamorphosis card has shown up a couple times lately. And when cards like that show up, it's a heavy emphasis on that. And personally, it screams for me extremely loud. Especially that releasing card. I have the tendency to micromanage and control my flows. You can't control a flow. You can't control the way a river flows. You can't control the way a river, a stream in the direction in which it goes, right? The only way that you can actually appreciate the river is to allow for yourself to flow in it. It's much more harder to go against the current than to flow with it. So, getting that release card and that metamorphosis card, listen, as we build this new world and as we really, in the month of March, this is energy also that we're using, right? This is fuel that we're also using. March is 3. It's creative. It's expansion. It's growth. It's manifesting. It's magic, right? For the mamas. And a mama is anyone who is building right now. You can be building a community. You can be building a business, right? You can be building an idea, just giving birth to that creative, to that art energy that is within you. Giving birth to that God-like energy that is within you. Ashe, this is the month where you really want to focus on, as this world crumbles, how do I want to show up in this new world? And what do I wish for it to look like? How is this new world that we're all collectively creating, whether you realize it or not? What's my part in it? And how can it actually benefit all of us? And also in this new world, how can we collectively work together to build it? Ashe. We got the 8 of Pentacles. So we're dealing with some material gains here. We're dealing with some material gain, we're dealing with some abundance. We're dealing with some wealth and money energy here, Ashe. So if we're staying in this energy of rising higher, right? Then rising higher is something that rising higher is something that will make all of us pay more attention to what we're building, right? Because when you rise higher, then you have to definitely be intentional with the things that you are doing. So when it comes to the terms of the 8 of Pentacles energy, this is where I feel like we have to be like very meticulous. So again, when I was saying really think about what you want your new world to look like in this month of March, you want to definitely pay attention to what you're intentionally spending your energy on and what you're doing and who you're doing it with. You want to pay attention to the people that you're spending time with, right? The 8 of Pentacles energy too, when it comes to rising higher, is that you have to be like persistent. It's a consistent effort. In this new world, we're going to have to be consistent in the things that we do. Consistency, being persistent, being intentional, being thinking it out. The 8 of Pentacles deals with your material realm. What do you want this new world to look like? How do you want to utilize your magic? What is it that you want to create? What energy are you extremely feeling fertile with? Be consistent in that. Visualize that. Write it down. Put in the necessary action. But it has to be meticulous action. And it doesn't have to be fast. This isn't an energy where you rush. This is an energy where you pay attention to detail. So Spirit is asking us not to just say the things that you want, but actually put in the necessary work. I didn't say hustle. I didn't say overwork. I didn't say 40 hours a week. Each day, make a necessary and intentional step towards the world that you see for yourself and those involved, your community, your family, your loved ones, humanity at large. What does that look like? Ashe? King of Swords. We got the King of Swords. We're dealing with royal energy. Royal energy, Ashe. Earth of air energy, okay? The King of Swords. So you know you have the Eight of Pentacles where you have to be consistent and intentional. Very meticulous, right? The King of Swords possesses that same energy. It's practical. It's infrastructure. It's strategy. This isn't like a wildfire energy. This isn't a all over the place energy. And that's what I meant by a lot of us are feeling a lot of fire, a lot of desire, a lot of passion, right? This is the perfect time cyclically, right, to again release old timelines, release old versions, release old thoughts. And that creates room for newness. And in that newness, we want to just get going. We want that world today. But in order to literally sustain and create a world that we all can maintain for longevity, we have to be very intentional and practical and strategic about it. Nothing is more worse than messy magic. You don't want messy magic. You don't want to be an extremely powerful individual, but you don't necessarily know how to use the power, or you're all over the place. Focused energy is powerful energy. So divine sacred source energy is asking us, the great mother, the cosmic mother, this new world, is asking us for focus, for stabilized infrastructures. I talk about that a lot. What systems are supporting your magic? What systems are you putting in place to support your magic? Ashe. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this reading. I appreciate all of you who have stayed up until this point. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to follow me on Spill, SPILL. It is an app for the culture. Ashe. Be sure to download my app, Naturally You, the letter U, Cosmetics, in your Apple app and Google Play Store, and commune with me on the go. Book a 101 reading, shop my natural skincare, okay? Apply for initiation into the Spiritual Girly Covenant, and let's become together. And of course, tap into my blogs if you love going deeper and diving deeper. So in this new world, right? March is a very beautiful month to utilize and harness this energy to assist you in the creating of your world, of our world, a world for the collective. We are magical creatures. We're very fertile with creative ideas. We have a lot of creative rulership and power. All right? Let's create a world that is soul nourishing for all. We all have a personal responsibility. We all have a role to play. Ashe? Boundaries. Boundaries are going to have to be huge. Boundaries are going to have to be huge. Boundaries are to protect us. Boundaries are to protect you, protect me, protect what we're building. Boundaries are to protect your creative vision, your creative energy. Look at that card. That's a wolf. She's literally reading her book next to a wolf. In this new world, boundaries are going to have to be put in place. For a very long time, spiritual girlies, we have allowed ourselves to be disrespected, to be disempowered, to be detached from who we are. Personally, spiritually, globally, universally, we have seen it play out in the physical. We need to practice boundaries. Boundaries are to protect what we are building. It's to protect who you are. It's to protect your power. It's to protect you from predators, from those who wish to vamp off your energy, from those who wish to destiny swap. Also, what I'm getting with this boundary card is saying, in this new world because it requires a new us, right? It requires us to be intentional, be strategic, be thorough, be in our leadership, be in our calling. A lot of people are going to be upset because you're serious about this. You're serious about the shits that's taking place. You're serious about the crumbling of this dying world and the creation of a new one. So a lot of people are not going to be comfortable with your boundaries, spiritual girlies. They're going to take offense. They're going to misunderstand you on purpose. They're going to test your boundaries as well. Create boundaries to protect what you're building. Create boundaries to protect the integrity of what you are building. Boundaries are needed. We didn't go through a releasing. We didn't go through a metamorphosis. Okay? We don't go deep within ourselves and commune with spirit and learn all of these things and apply this knowledge and put gems in our crowns and gain wisdom, all to just be disrespected. No. Create boundaries. The boundaries protect what we are building. And boundaries also reveal to you who's serious about what you're doing. Because those who respect your boundaries respect you and love you. And they know that you're not doing it to be malicious. They know that you're not doing it to be a bitch. They know that you're not doing it to be mean or malicious or because you can or because you're abusing power. No. People respect people who have boundaries. Trust me. Ashe? A good leader knows how to have healthy boundaries, knows how to set and maintain healthy boundaries. All right. It's something about the month of March. Okay, it's that energy. It's for the magicians, the mamas. We out here manifesting. All of these things are important in this new world and creating the world that we see. Okay? Source. It's very important, spiritual girlies, to know that we are source. We are the source of our creations. We are the source of we are the source of our creations, but we are directly connected to source. We are empowered by source energy, the divine sacred source energy. Source are beings that give life. Source is an energy that provides and supports. You are source. You are connected to source. And because of that, things are going to come to us infinitely, resourcefully, abundantly. But you have to know that. You have to know that you are connected. You have to know that you are God, and you have to know that you are a creator. And you have a say in the world that you wish to see. You matter. Your voice matters. Your creative energy matters. Your frequency matters. Those who understand and recognize that they are source understand that they can create and that they're fertile with energy and that they're divine. Spirit is saying, you got to know who you're connected to. You got to know who you are in this building of this new world. Knowing that you are connected to source energy is a very, very important thing, okay? Because when you know you are connected to infinite energy, then you know that you can create infinitely. You got to know. You got to know. You have to know that you are source. You have to know that you have the power to create. You got to know your magic and what you are able to do and what you can do and what you're willing to do. You are a mama. You are a creator, whether you have children or not. You are an intentional thinker. You are the conductor of your life. You co-create your realities, and you get to pick and choose which timeline works for you. But make sure that it is conducive, positive, and benevolent, and abundant, and prosperous, and loving for the community, for humanity. Because this new world is going to take a community. This new world that we're all building is going to take support. Like real love and support and real communal spaces. You got to be really in this shit, and you got to understand what is taking place. So again, as we're experiencing and navigating March, keep all of this in mind. Keep all of this in mind. Sis, you are source. You are the power. You are the plug. You are literally the energy. Now, if all of us could wake up to the fact that if we are empowering this matrix, if we constantly are plugging into this matrix, imagine when we all unplug and plug, and imagine once we all unplug our energy source and plug it into our own world, our own ideas, our own plans. So if we can empower this matrix, imagine how we can empower our realities and our timelines. All right, that is the closing of this reading. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for tapping in. I know the sun went down a little bit, so it got a little dark towards this live, but I do appreciate you guys for chiming in. Let me know in the comments how that reading resonated with you, how you plan on harnessing the energy of March, that creative energy, that expansive energy. How do you plan on using your magic to continue, giving birth to your ideas, giving birth to new worlds and new timelines, right? Let me know in the comments, okay? If you enjoy this, definitely click the like button, subscribe to my channel. Guys on Spill, if you enjoyed this, join the Spiritual Girly Covenant group here on Spill, where I'll be doing more tea parties. Definitely follow me. I'll follow back. Enjoy the rest of you guys'